Hey there, curious explorer. Picture yourself standing at a busy harbor. Right in front of you sits a gigantic ship made of solid steel. It's taller than a building and heavier than thousands of elephants. Now look down. You pick up a tiny pebble, no bigger than your fingertip, and drop it in the water. Plop. It sinks straight to the bottom. Wait, that doesn't make sense. The teeny pebble sinks, but the enormous, super heavy steel ship floats right on top like a giant duck? How is that even possible? How can something so huge and so heavy stay up on the water? Today we're going to solve this amazing mystery together. Grab your imagination, because we're about to find out. Let's go. Let's start with what you might be thinking. Maybe boats float because they're light, right? And heavy things sink? That sounds like a great guess. But it's not the whole story. Think about it. That steel ship weighs more than a whole town, and it floats. Meanwhile, a little metal coin, light enough to hold in your hand, sinks like a rock. So heavy sinks, light floats can't be the real answer. There's something sneakier going on here. The secret isn't really about how heavy something is. It's about a hidden pushing power in the water itself and how the shape of an object works together with that push. To crack this mystery, we need to meet the invisible force that water uses to hold things up. Get ready to meet the water's super strong pushing hands. Here's the big secret. Water pushes UP. Whenever you put something in water, the water shoves back against it, pushing it upward toward the sky. Scientists call this upward push buoyancy. That's just a fancy word for the way water lifts things up. Want to feel it yourself? Next time you're in a pool or a bathtub, try pushing a beach ball down under the water. Feel how hard it pushes back against your hands? That's buoyancy fighting you. The water really wants to shove that ball back up to the surface. Everything you put in water gets this upward push. A boat floats when the water pushing UP is strong enough to hold up everything pushing down. So the real question becomes, how does a boat make the water push up hard enough? Let's find out. Now for the really cool part. When you put a boat in water, the boat pushes some of that water out of the way to make room for itself. Think about climbing into a full bathtub. What happens? The water rises up and might even spill over the edge. You push the water away, and it had to go somewhere. This pushing water out of the way has a special name, displacement. The boat displaces water, which just means it moves the water aside. And here's the magic. The water doesn't like being pushed. It pushes right back, shoving up on the boat. The more water a boat pushes out of the way, the harder the water pushes back up. So a boat that shoves aside lots of water gets a giant upward push. That's the trick to floating. So how does a boat push aside lots of water? The answer is its shape. Take a look at a real boat. It's wide, it's open, and it has a big curved bottom called a hull. That wide, roomy shape lets the boat spread out and push away a huge amount of water. And remember, more water pushed away means more upward push holding the boat up. Now imagine squishing that same boat into a tiny solid ball instead. A small ball can only shove aside a teeny bit of water, so it only gets a teeny pushback. Not nearly enough to hold it up. That's why the shape matters so much. A boat isn't just a chunk of stuff sitting on water. It's cleverly shaped to move as much water as possible. Shape is the boat's floating superpower. Let's try an experiment you can actually do at home. Imagine you have a lump of clay, the kind you squish and mold. First, roll that clay into a solid ball and drop it in a bowl of water. What happens? It sinks. The ball is packed tight and small, so it can only push away a little water. Down it goes. But now, take that very same clay and squish it into a boat shape, with a wide bottom and walls going up the sides, like a little bowl. Set it gently on the water. Whoa! It floats. Same clay, same weight, completely different result. Nothing changed except the shape. As a boat, the clay spreads out and pushes away way more water, so the water pushes back hard enough to hold it up. Same stuff, new shape, brand new powers. Now let's meet one more important idea. Density. Density is all about how tightly stuff is packed together. Imagine a backpack. If you cram it full of heavy books squished tight, it's very dense. But if you fill that same backpack with fluffy feathers, it's light and puffy, not dense at all. Density means how much stuff is squeezed into a space. Here's the rule water follows. If something is more dense, more tightly packed than water, it sinks. If it's less dense, less tightly packed than water, it floats. A solid ball of metal is packed super tight, way denser than water, so it sinks. But a boat isn't packed tight at all. Even a steel boat is mostly filled with something surprising and very light. Can you guess what it is? Let's find out. Here's the surprising answer. A boat is mostly full of air. Think about that giant steel ship again. It looks solid, but inside it's actually a huge hollow shell filled up with lots and lots of air. And air is super light and puffy, not dense at all. When you mix a little bit of heavy steel with a whole lot of light air and spread it out into a big boat shape, the WHO boat, steel plus air together, ends up less dense than water. And less dense than water means it floats. That's the real secret the steel ship was hiding. It's not a solid block of metal. It's a clever, hollow, air-filled shape. The steel gives it strong walls, and the air inside keeps the whole thing light enough to float. Steel plus air plus the right shape equals a floating giant. Now here's something amazing. Some boats can choose to sink and rise whenever they want. These are called submarines, and they're like the superheroes of the sea. A submarine has special rooms inside called tanks. To sink down deep, the submarine lets water flood into those tanks. All that water makes the submarine heavier and more dense, so down it goes, diving beneath the waves. And when it wants to come back up, the submarine pushes the water out of the tanks and fills them with air instead. Now it's light and puffy again, less dense than the water around it, so up it rises to the surface. Sink, rise, all by swapping between water and air inside those tanks. Submarines use the exact same floating secrets you just learned, but they get to control them like a magic switch. How cool is that? Now that you know the secret, you can spot it everywhere. Look at a rubber duck bobbing in the bath. It's hollow and full of air, spread into a wide shape so it floats happily. Look at a giant cargo ship carrying thousands of boxes across the ocean. Even loaded up heavy, it's shaped to push away enough water to stay on top. Look at a canoe, a kayak, or a paddleboard. All of them use wide, hollow, clever shapes to push aside water and catch that upward buoyancy push. And it all works because of the same team of ideas. Water pushes up, boats push water away, shape helps them push away lots, and being less dense than water keeps them up. Once you see it, you'll notice floating science every single time you're near the water. Wow, what a journey! Let's remember the big secret we cracked together. Boats don't float just because they're light. They float because water pushes UP with a force called buoyancy. When a boat pushes water out of the way, the water pushes right back and holds it up. A wide hollow shape pushes away lots of water and gets a big push. And because a boat is filled with light air, the whole thing is less dense than water, so it floats. That's how even the giant steel ship, heavier than a whole town, can bob on the sea like a duck. Isn't science incredible? The world is packed full of amazing mysteries just like this one, waiting for a curious explorer like you to figure them out. So keep asking questions, keep wondering, and keep exploring. Until next time, stay curious.